it's your girl Janice back with another video. As you can see from the title down below, this is going to be about the time my ex-boyfriend got robbed by his brother. He was my boyfriend at the time, but yeah. So let's get right into this story. So it was May 4th, no, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo of last year, 2018. And my best friend Alexis, her guy at the time Gemini, and my guy at the time Goodwill. We had all planned to go downtown and go bar hopping. I found this little thing on Facebook where you spend, I think it was like $10 and you get to go bar hopping. They had drink deals, food deals for Cinco de Mayo. So we were like why not? It's $10. And so I would say it was from, I think, 1 to 10, I believe. And then you just have to be there between those times. And then at 10 is when the regular, club bar stuff was happening. So we were like, okay, we're not going to get down there right when it starts because it's doing too much. But I think we got there around 3 or planning to go around 3-ish. So I was texting Goodwill, my boyfriend, and was just like, oh, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. He was visiting his mom, I believe, and so he wasn't at home. And granted, me and him live in the same apartment complex, so we're super close to each other. So he's like, oh, hanging out with my mom for a bit before we go. I'm like, cool. And so my roommate Alexis, my best friend, her boyfriend Gemini, he's getting ready to come here. We're all gonna meet here, and then we're gonna go downtown. So I'm like, okay, this should be a fun night. I also invited my friend, and I'm going to call her Sweetie, because she's so sweet. I love her. And so she comes. I think that was it. I think it was us. Oh, no. And then, no, I think that was it. If somebody else came, my bad. I forgot, y'all. So we're waiting, and he's telling me, okay, Goodwill is telling me, he's on his way back to his house or whatever, because we're meeting at my apartment. And so Gemini ends up getting here, and me, Alexis, and Gemini were waiting on Goodwill or whatever because he wasn't home. So he gets home, texts me immediately, and was like, someone just broke into my apartment. I said, what? We live in a good area. So I was shook. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, someone just broke in. I was like, I'm like, how do you know? And he's like, shit's everywhere. His apartment was trash. Trash. If I had the pictures, I would insert them, but I don't have the pictures anymore. But I would, because you guys will know why I said his goddamn roommate is the one who set this shit up. But anywho, so he's like, my apartment, someone came to rob it. And I'm like, what did they take? You need to call the cops, yada, yada, yada. Granted, we're supposed to have a good Cinco de Mayo. We're supposed to be going bar hopping, living our lives, getting lit. What? And so I'm like, what are you about to do? You want me to come down there? I will not go. He's like, no, I don't want to ruin you guys' time. I'm like, but what are you going to do? I'm like, you wasted money, yada, yada. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So he's sending me pictures, you guys. There was no forced entry, no windows broken, no door, busted, nothing. So I'm like, you weren't home. And a little backstory, his roommate, we're going to name him Dusty, he was living there but not living there. So he, I'm going to say, was in between jobs, being nice. He was in between jobs, so he wasn't really staying there because he couldn't really contribute financially, even though his name is on the lease. So regardless, you need to be giving me money. Not me, but my boyfriend, Goodwill. Where's his money? And me, I'm like, I get that's your friend, aka someone close to you, a brother, but I'm sorry, people need tough love to get their shit together. You ain't his daddy, and you shouldn't be paying for him to live with you. Y'all both have a legal agreement by signing a rental contract. Y'all both need to pay, period. But I get, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, you're not trying to get an eviction, so I get it. Like, my boyfriend was just paying it. And granted, like, that's your brother, so he's thinking, like, Dusty, like, we bros, like, once he gets his shit together, he gonna pay me back. Like, it's whatever. So, going back to him getting robbed, it was the day that Dusty was coming over to bring over this alleged rent money that he owed him. So, y'all, let me tell you what they took. They took the rent money that Dusty was allegedly bringing over. Allegedly. He was bringing that over. Allegedly. Okay? They stole Goodwill's Xbox. They didn't steal any of the big TVs. They didn't steal a nice pair of shoes, name brand shoes. They literally took small things that I feel you would have to literally have to know where it is, or not even know where it is, but you're literally taking like the smallest things that ain't about to get you that much money. Like, my boyfriend's room, like the pictures of his room, like shit was fucking everywhere. Literally everywhere. Now let's go to Dusty room. The pictures of that shit, there was like a little, his bed was neatly made, you guys. The bed, neatly made. My boyfriend shit was fucked up. But then your brother, Dusty, his bed was made. He had a little sprinkle of clothes here, a little sprinkle of clothes there. And this all happened the day that you was allegedly bringing over some rent money that you know you didn't fucking have. Like, let's be real. Like, let's be real. Their living room, the pictures that I have of that living room, the couches were literally sitting upwards like this. Like, someone legit picked up the couch and set it upwards. Obviously, you know, our couches lay flat on the ground. The couches were up like this. What robber is wasting their time putting the couch up like this? Like, what you gonna get from underneath the couch? What? Maybe some change? I'm sure if you robbing somebody, you want to do a quick in and out process. Like, you are not about to take the time to literally put the couch upwards. It was just sitting there. Nothing was under the couch. If so, what? Fucking 25 cents? Like, a robber is not doing that. And, like, they're just not. I'm sitting here like, this makes no sense. No forced entry. Your room is really the only room that was fucked up. Your stuff is, your like main stuff to you was the only shit that was taken. Allegedly, the no rent money that he was dropping off was taken. I'm confused, and his room is barely messed up. Like, he got some clothes on the floor. Like, please tell me how this was working. I'm so confused. And I'm getting so pissed. I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, this is a setup. Like, it's a setup, clearly. And let me tell you, so he called the cops, right? And so he tells me to go to the Cinco de Mayo bar hopping thing. So I'm like, all right, like, he just, you know, he was in his feelings, like I would be too. Like, he just wanted to figure it out and have some time to himself. I understand, because that would be me too. Like, I would be so fucking pissed. Granted, I'm beating ass, but I would be pissed. So he's like, you know, go ahead. I'm texting him or whatever. He tells me the cops get there, and the cops is like, yeah, there's no forced entry. Like, I mean, they did a police report and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, there's no forced entry. I don't know how someone would just get in your house. Like, your doors was locked. I know his doors was locked for a fact. He's not walking out the house without locking the door. Or if he's going through the garage, like, the garage is going to be shut, period. And so the police is like, yeah, he was like, just looking confused. Like, there was a picture of like the cop or whatever standing there, and I'm looking like, even the cop knows this don't make no sense. Like, the foolery, like, just the whole thing, it literally looked like a staged crime, like from a movie. Fuck, a movie scene would have been more realistic than that. Like, we know your roommate did it. He came in there or left the door unlocked. He ain't been there in weeks, but the day he decides to come drop off this rent money, you guys, allegedly, your apartment just gets robbed. There's no forced entry, so someone had to have a key. Like, and you were not home. You were visiting your mom. So, who else? And they barely took anything, which would make sense because his roommate, Dusty, I don't even think had a car at the time. And the car he was using wasn't that big. So, and if he had somebody else, like, help him or have someone else do it, their car obviously wasn't big because they couldn't fit shit in the car. So I'm sitting here like, this is not adding up. It's not. And then Dusty, a few weeks later, is like, yeah, I don't have the money. And he comes and packs up his shit and he leaves. So I'm sitting here like, how convenient. Your expensive Xbox got taken. Your house is trashed. And then your roommate, your brother, Dusty, he just is like, comes to you and finally says like he can't afford this and he has to go. So I'm like, he didn't give you the money. He stole your Xbox. What the fuck best friend brother is this? Like, is this what niggas do? Because if I was him, I would have beat him. Like, you can't tell me that Dusty didn't rob him. Like, it's just facts. Like, legit, it's facts. And it's not like he was going to take his shoes because he couldn't fit them. So, because even the cop was like, wow, like, you have name brand shoes right here in your garage, and the garage door was open. Like, they didn't take them because Dusty couldn't fit his shoes, and he lazy, clearly, the in-between jobs, and that's me being nice. He's lazy, and he didn't want to go and sell it. So he's just like, let me take something that's easy to sell. And then my thing is, you stole Goodwill's freaking Xbox. And then you didn't even try to be like, oh, bro, like, I found some money. Like, did an odd job and I got some of my portion of the rent I owe you. Granted, Goodwill was paying the rent 2 or 3 months even before this happened by himself. And you have the nerve to rob him? Really? Really? You have the nerve to rob your brother? Like, people use the friend thing too lightly. Like, you may think someone is your, like, family to you, but they're not. Like, I always say, look how they treat the other people in their life. And if they're not treating them good, which people that are actual family, then why would they treat you any different, to be honest? So, y'all, keep your eyes open. Because they were supposed to be like this. When I tell you, like this, legit, he used to say that's like his brother. And I'm like, your brother ain't gonna leave you high and dry. Just like, oh, I don't have the money, peace. What family, someone that you're so close to would do that to you? They wouldn't. And I'm not saying hold a grudge, y'all, because at the end of the day, Dusty did what he did. Like, he robbed him. And, of course, he didn't admit it because you're not going to admit to that. Like, you're going to be like, yeah, bro, I robbed you. You thought Goodwill was just going to be like, oh, okay, bro, that's what's up. No. So I already know Dusty was never going to say it was me. Like, I planned this. I ain't had to rent money. Like, so I just basically thought I'd scam you. Like, basically, that's just what it is. And so I'm like, But I'm a good reader, people. So I already knew. I'm like, I already know who did it, what happened. Like, it was not shocking to me that it was done. None of it. Because shady stuff was going on that I already seen. So I'm just like, like, well, I will say back then, like, I was so pissed. Like, it wasn't even my house that got robbed. But, like, you my boyfriend. Like, I feel like somebody messing with you, they messing with me. Like, that's just how I was feeling. I'm just like, I really wanted him to beat the shit out of Dusty. Like, I was so angry because I'm like, Goodwill, like, he is super nice and, like, he's really forgiving. So I'm like, I already knew. He's like sitting there like, damn, like, you supposed to be super close to me, like, and this is what you do to me. Like, I know he was feeling probably like hurt, like, wow, girl. I mean, boys, y'all might be watching too, I'm sorry, but girls, I was sitting there enraged. I'm like, I really want him to come back over and you beat the shit out of him. Like, that's what I was on. Like, who does that? Like, fuck the, like, damn, you supposed to be my brother. No, you're clearly not, so come over here and get your ass beat. Like, that's how I felt, y'all. Like, I literally was just like, wow. Like, I couldn't even believe, I could believe he would do that. But I'm just like, wow. Like, you already owe him money. You already getting over. He already paying rent by himself. And then you want to rob him? I'm like, damn, that's a double slap in the face. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, he got a new roommate and stuff. So, it is what it is, and hopefully Dusty gets his life together and knows that he needs to be paying Goodwill his goddamn money that he owes him in back rent, and all is good. And in my opinion, if that was to happen, like, do I think they should be friends? Fuck no. Do I feel like you can forgive? Yeah. Should you forget? Fuck no. But I mean, that's up to Goodwill and Dusty if they want to rekindle. Me, nah. Like, I would be so good on that person. Like, no hate in my heart for you, because, like, I don't hate nobody. But would I ever fuck with you again? Hell no. Like, you did me dirty. That dirty. Like, that's nothing we just, oh, we sweeping that under the rug. Fuck no. I'm gonna forgive you. You can even love them from a far distance. But other than that, not happening. Friendship over. Any relationship over. But Goodwill, he got a good heart. So whatever he does in his life in regards to his friends, that's him, y'all. But me, not happening. But I mean, I guess the day for Goodwill was fucking horrible. Like, you realize that your brother Dusty done robbed you. It's like, should I beat his ass or beat his ass? Like, I really don't know. Like, I feel like those were the only two options, to be honest. But, you know what? Violence is not the answer. But sometimes, y'all, sometimes people need that to, like, learn. Like, that probably would have helped him learn. Like, Dusty probably would have been like, I shouldn't have did that shit if Goodwill would have beat his ass. But maybe it wouldn't have solved nothing. You never know. But I'm sure Goodwill would have felt much better. Because I would have felt much better. Like, honestly, I would have been like, karma is a bitch. But that is the story time about how my boyfriend, Goodwill, got robbed by his brother Dusty. And Dusty, you goddamn ruined our Cinco de Mayo freaking little day. Like, I mean, I went to the bars, but it wasn't the same without my mans. So, thanks a lot for robbing him and ruining our fucking Cinco de Mayo. Thanks a lot. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And click the notification bell down below to know when I post. Bye.